What's up? Welcome back to Nowstalgia. Dave here with a review of Badvillain's debut single album, Overstep. Badvillain, the new 7-member girl group on one of the smaller K-pop labels, BPM Entertainment. They've been doing some teasers, doing some hinting on social media. They released the song Hurricane on YouTube only. It's not on this release. But then we just got Overstep today. 3 singles, Badvillain, Yah-ho, Baditude, and plus 82. So they've released 4 songs to this point. For a debut, I think Badvillain's single album Overstep is a solid proof of concept, proof of talent. They're an intriguing group. They've got, I think, a lot of comparisons on the marketing side of things, a lot of comparisons to Baby Monster. I think musically, a lot of comparisons to XG. I think a lot of that's overall pretty reductive, but Badvillain have proven with these 4 songs thus far, they have legitimate rap chops. The hip-hop talent is there. There's also a lot of focus on the performative elements, the dance elements. You can see it in all the videos they put out this far. They're definitely brilliant on that front. And I think what Badvillain will need moving forward is just, I think, stronger song structure, stronger melody, because the choruses on the songs that they've put out this far are pretty sparse, pretty understated. It's a lot of time the instrumental doing a lot of the work. In general, most of these songs are quite short, only even having one chorus to their name at that. So this is very much the very beginning of this group, but I'm certainly intrigued by what I've heard thus far. You start with the pre-release single Hurricane, again, only on YouTube. I don't know why you wouldn't just tack this on to the official single, which again is 7 minutes long, add on the other song, because again, Hurricane, it's also short. It's about 70 seconds, and it's really kind of a cipher-esque song. It's just a lot of bars, a lot of rapping, and then a bit of outro singing, and then the song's over. And I do, for what it is, kind of a brief taster type song, I did find it pretty compelling. For the Badvillain music video, for the title track, I thought the villain imagery, the prison lineup and the robber mask threat, they're really leaning in to this kind of branding, and I do think it's pretty funny. The chorus of that song, which is definitely the strongest, most noticeable chorus of all their songs thus far, really highlights kind of the orchestral flourishes of the beat, kind of pretty enjoyable for what it sounds like, but vocally, again, just very the la-di-da-di-da stuff. It's just kind of blah, honestly, because it's just not much of a vocal hook at all. And then the outro, a bit overdone, a bit over the top, not dissimilar from a lot of other K-pop outros these days. It's a bit of a trend, an unfortunate trend we have thus far. With Yah-ho, Baditude, I really enjoyed the bass line on that song. I think the first verse, the singing especially, stands out. Probably some of the best pure singing on the release. Again, another vocally light chorus. I want stronger hooks than what we've been giving. It's again basically just the beat and then some simple Yah-ho refrains. It's very light. It's very simple. But that song is also so short. You get that chorus literally just once, and then the song's basically over. And then plus 82, another 1 minute long song, but really hard rapping. I love when the horns drop in. I do find it a bit corny to hear a K-pop girl saying "spin the block." It just doesn't sound genuine. But again, I think the rapping skill, the technical ability, the flow is pretty good with this group thus far. So ultimately, it's not a lot of material. So we're wait and see in terms of the higher ceiling, but I think there's a baseline level of talent, that's for sure, especially with the rapping, certainly with the dance from what we've seen thus far. And I think with some stronger writing, punch up some of these choruses, just make some more fully formed songs. A lot of these songs are so short that it's hard to be too critical of them because they're not really being presented as fully formed sonic ideas. They're just not really that yet. But I think we're wait and see on the ceiling, but there's certainly a strong proof of concept here. And in general, I'm rooting for smaller K-pop labels whenever they release a group that has a bit of buzz. BPM Entertainment, they've released debuted Viviz a few years ago, and Taemin's solo work is also on BPM. But, we're seeing smaller groups break through here and there, smaller label groups. Look at Kiss of Life earlier this year, or of course 50/50 last year, and of course G-Idol has shown exactly how high you can achieve on a smaller label, depending on what kind of group you are and if you can really deliver. So their ceiling is not capped by any means, but I'd like to hear more music, and I would not be shocked if we get an official, EP mini album later this year as well, because we're going to need to hear some more. But as I've been saying very frequently, the K-pop 4th generation, especially on the girl group front, continues to stay competitive, new group after new group, hit group after hit group. Badvillain has the work cut out for them. There's a lot of competition, but that's what makes it so fun. But let me know, what did you think of Badvillain's debut single album, Overstep? What was your favorite moment? What do you want to hear from this group next? For more K-pop reviews, more music reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.